Welcome to Dare a New Belief, a place to discover what is possible for your life after the loss of a loved one, and where you will find inspiration, insight, support, and love, and hopefully a bit of laughter to help you through your day. Now, here's your host, Nada Hogan.
Welcome to Dare a New Belief, where you will find light and life, love and joy, healing, faith, and hope. A place where you get to believe in what is possible for your life. And today I have the great honor to have Antonia Van Becker with me today. Antonia and her husband, Greg Lee, are the creators of the Success Accelerator Code, which empowers clients by turning problems that block their success into golden opportunities so they can realize their dreams. For 25 years, they've been using their signature CoreTalk therapy to guide conscious entrepreneurs and business owners towards successful outcomes by asking simple questions and getting life-changing answers. They love helping clients get past overwhelm, procrastination, self-doubt, and chronic health issues so they can have the business and impact they so deeply desire. Together since 1979, their 40-year relationship imbues their healing practice with love, body, mind, consciousness, and emotional, energetic balance and awareness. They live their dream in the wilds of West Marin, California, healing others, growing food, and writing songs to inspire others to envision and realize their dreams. Welcome, Antonia.
Oh, thank you so much. So happy to be here.
Oh, I am overjoyed to have you. I'm overjoyed to love this. I've been all over your website checking out all kinds of stuff, and you guys just have you and your husband, Greg Lee, have just this beautiful website, and it's just inspirational. It feels so good being in there. So I have so many things I want to talk to you about. So
Yay, so excited. Thank you.
Yes. So let's start off with one of the things that you state is that you help business owners, and because I'm also a business owner, and you too, and so many people listening, and we all have this problem: overwhelm, procrastination, self-doubt, and trauma. Can you share a couple of tips on how it is you help business owners get over that or get through that?
Yeah, that is the most challenging thing in our business life, isn't it? It's suddenly you're going along and you think everything's great, and then bam, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything. Yeah, so we kind of have, there's so many things that we can help ourselves to do to get out of those ruts that are essentially our brains create for us. And so let's see. One of the shortest things that I have found, and we'll talk about, actually one of the ways that we get out is the free gift that we're giving you guys. So we'll talk about that one later. But the shortest one that I found that really helps is to stop what you're doing, to put your feet on the floor, to start breathing, to start consciously breathing, to take a breath in, do at least 3 breaths in and out. Raise your hands over your head or get up. Feel your feet and just be aware of where you are right now. And check in with your brain. Am I worried about the past? Am I thinking about the past and stressing about the past, or worried about the future? If that's where my thoughts are going, bring it back to right here, right now, and breathe in the present. And then look around you. How am I right now? Do I have a roof over my head? Do I have food on my table? Do I have beautiful friends and family? Things are good. Even if there's stuff going bad, and you know that we all have bad weeks or months or days or moments, but essentially, how are we really inside? And how are we really right here, right now? And usually when I feel into that, I'm like, oh, I'm okay. And really everything that is my problem is that I'm worried about something in the future that hasn't happened, or something in the past that's coming up to try and block my way forward. So by breathing in and breathing out and being in the present many, many times, that's the simpleness of the conscious breathing brings me back to right here, right now, and that awareness that actually in the present moment, everything is really good.
Yes. Yes. Isn't that amazing? Because those things that are exactly how you said, the simpleness of the conscious breathing, and sometimes it feels like it's because we make it so big in our head, and then it becomes this overwhelming, oh, my body feeling completely out of control. And when those problems seem so huge, I have to do something huge to make it better. You're stopping and breathing, consciously breathing. So you're taking yourself out of that past or out of the future and being right here. And the simple, and I love that. I love that so much, because I know for myself, that's exactly how I used to feel. And I still can get caught up in that and have to remind myself, I only have this moment. In this moment, it is okay. And it is so simple, and it is completely a game changer. It's life changing. And I know that is so cliche, but it is. It's literally a life changer, because your nervous system settles down and you come back to this moment. Yeah.
Right. Because so many people, and especially now with what's going on everywhere around the world right now, we get into that fight and flight. And so many people live in fight and flight. And when you're in fight and flight, your autonomic nervous system has taken over, and that reptilian brain is having you operate from just surviving, just making it through. And it's really fight, flight, or freeze, right? And so many people freeze as well. And when you freeze, it's so difficult to move forward. Or when you're running, or when, you're fighting and feeling that anger coming up, that's when it's like, okay, nervous system, let's get into calm. Let's get into that homeostasis where our body can just operate. It's not driven by the, fight and flight. All of your endocrine system can calm down. Everything can calm down. The breathing is that positive trigger to bring you back into the calm space, where then everything can slow down and you can make the best decisions for yourself.
Right. Because we don't make good decisions when we are in fight or flight and freeze. Yeah. We absolutely do not. We make the worst decisions possible, and then we have to work harder to get out of that.
Right?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. So I love this. It's so simple. It is so simple, and yet it's completely a big deal. You know what it reminds me of? So I'm in Minnesota, and we're trying to have spring. It's getting closer, and little crocuses are trying to pop up, and that's what it reminds me of. That little thing that changes everything. You just know spring is here, winter is over, and there's that life. And all it is just that little baby crocus tip just popping out of the ground. It's so simple, and yet it completely changes how you feel. Your day is completely different because of that one little thing.
Exactly. And, I'm just such a huge proponent of nature. I was just, right before this interview, I had been inside all day and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get outside. And for me, that's another huge way of being able to reset and really take a moment to really hear what my body and my brain is telling me is the next right step. And that's by going outside, or even, if it's freezing, like in Minnesota, maybe it is still, even just staring out the window at, the wherever you are, if you can look out, at across some hills, or, being able to look outside. I was on a walk around my house and I saw our first California poppy up. And it was that same feeling of, oh, here comes the changing of the season. We're moving to spring. We have the flowers, and doesn't that just fill my heart and remind me of the groundedness and the ever presence of that, of nature and of our being and of our oneness in the world, and how everything together, the flowers and crocuses and the birds. I saw beautiful hawks this morning, and how we're all there to keep this planet running, right? Yeah. We're all here to keep personkind alive, and to keep healing others, helping others, and keeping this planet, the beautiful blue-green planet that we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, I went out there. There you go.
No, because we were going with you. It's awesome. No, because at least I know I was walking around your house with you, and I was with those poppies and the hawk, and right, and how beautiful is that? Absolutely. I love it. I love that. So can you share with us, because people are always speaking about mind, body, and soul connection. Can you elaborate on this in regards to self-help? Self-help? I'm saying help. Yeah. Self-help.
Yeah, well, it's so, it's funny. People can talk about the mind, or, and monkey mind, and the body, and how important, but everything is so interconnected, right? And that's the real importance of understanding that when our mind thinks something and says, this is what I want, then the body will say, well, I can do that. It may not have the outcome that you want, but I can make that happen. And your soul is in the background saying, oh, I don't know, guys, but if this is your journey, okay, I guess that's the way we're going. So that it's so important to be aware of all of what your mind is doing, how your body is feeling and reacting, and what that soul body is telling you, so that you can bring all of those things into your work experience, into what your dreams are, what the mission of your business. Why are you an entrepreneur or a business owner? Like, one of the hardest things on earth to do. In order for us to be able to do that, it is really helpful to have the mind, the body, and the soul all, having the same vision, helping us to move forward all together instead of having everybody fight. Because the deal is that when our mind is saying one thing and our body is saying something else, they might go on a collision course that affects your physical health. And then when our physical health is affected, that's going to affect our business, right? Because when our energy starts going down, when maybe old beliefs or fear or anger starts popping up, then not only can you have mindset, issues with procrastinating because you're angry about having to do something or you don't want to do it, but if things have happened in your life, like the trauma that you were talking about, if things that have happened in the past that don't get resolved and don't get healed, then those things can really take residence in your body and create chronic health issues. And so at Self-Health Institute, we work with not only chronic health issues, we've kind of come up in our training and the way that we've worked with people, starting with working with people on a very physiological and chemical, all the chemistry and physiology of the body. And then also bringing that head and all of the mind games that we play to, for ourselves and how that interrupts our work, and putting it all together to try and just get that beautiful flow where your brain can be maybe bringing up things that are hard, and your body then can show us how can you heal yourself so that the body and mind can help you be on one track with your vision. So when you get your vision very clear, every part of you is just moving forward all together on the same track, full speed ahead with all, cooking with gas, all right. Engines roaring. That's what we want.
Right, absolutely. Right, because when you're in business or even just going through your everyday life, if you are a retired person just popped into my head for whatever reason. So they've had their work, whether they were an entrepreneur or they work for a company, but now they're retired. And if they start having all of this chatter going on in their head and their body is being affected by this, then nothing in their, all of those years of working, and you see this happening with people who have retired when they don't have some kind of a plan, that they do nothing. They get stuck in this, all the head games that come up or the chronic health issues now that are coming up, and not able to move forward in one way or the other. And being an entrepreneur, it seems to me that people want to be entrepreneurs, they're offering something to the world in a way that nobody else is offering it. And so that gift needs to be able to be brought out, because I believe that life is always flowing to and through us. And through that, our gifts are being able to be shared with the world. So being able to have your mind, body, and consciousness, altogether soul, working together towards a common goal is, it sounds like it could be the hugest undertaking, but that's what you guys do, is you help people get into alignment with the three of them. And I'm wondering, is this part of your CoreTalk? Is this what the CoreTalk is? Or is that something?
It really is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that is the essential of the CoreTalk, is the kind of the basic tool in our business. And it's the tool that we use to talk to people's body, and we teach people how to talk to their own bodies so that they can really hear. And the soul is very connected with the body. The body can be, at this level, the body can be a voice of the soul as well. And it's what we use in all of our courses, the Success Accelerator Code. And what we teach people is, we use muscle testing or a pendulum, and how to talk to your body and get the answers that your body says, not the ones that your brain is telling you to do, and not the ego speak, not the monkey mind coming through, but actually what your body wants to tell you. Because your body knows everything about you, right? It knows where you've been. It knows what you like to do. It knows what happened to you when you were a kid. And it knows all of those things, even that your brain doesn't remember because of maybe trauma. So it knows all of those things and can give you the best answers to your most important questions. But the trick is knowing how to ask the questions. So that's the real integral part of CoreTalk, is knowing how to get at those answers that can be obscured by life and your brain and everything that's happened to you. It's so interesting and fun. We just love doing this.
Oh, I bet. Right, because it's like this mystery that's just held inside of the skin, and there's all of these answers that are in there. But how do I access them? So that's what you and your husband do then with the CoreTalk, is help the clients that come in to be able to access the answers that their body already knows. Am I getting that? Am I getting that correct?
Yes, you're absolutely right. And of course, we have, the kind of a done for you where people can come in and we can do healing sessions, or in our online courses and at our events and with our year-long mastery program, we teach people how to do it for themselves.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Because it feels so good. And I think, because I work as an acupuncturist and I'm a life coach, and I have people that sometimes they'll come in and they're just like, fix me. And it's like, you really ultimately are going to fix yourself. I mean, I can be the guide, I can help, but you ultimately fix yourself. And wouldn't you want to empower yourself and to be able to do that? So when you have courses like what you and your husband offer and teach, there's nothing wrong with people coming in and having somebody else do the work and make it better, because I think we were brought up like that. You get sick, you go to the doctor makes you better. So I think we have that mindset, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And I love that people are discovering that, whoa, like I can learn this too. This is something that I could learn how to heal myself also, or how to learn to listen to my body and understand what my body is saying to me. So that you teach that is so phenomenal. I love that.
Oh, yes. And people really, so many people know how to do this already. And there's so many different levels of people being able to listen, and it's all about hearing what your body is telling you. Of course, it's kind of different than voices in your head, of course, that we all have some of those. But and being able to differentiate between what are some of those tapes that maybe your parents said to you over and over again. So you hear that, and being able to discern the difference between those kind of mental tapes and mental memories and those deep whispers in your body. And like I said, a lot of people really know how to access this. And for them, the CoreTalk and this deeper, the Success Accelerator Code really provides ways of getting into how to, some of those tapes that we hear, and we're not even always sure that, there's a belief of, oh, I'm not good enough, but underneath, is there another underlying belief? And some of these things where we can really help you get underneath some of the surface stuff, deeper into those, old tapes and old beliefs that are hard to pull out, and sometimes hard to, just like that big dandelion in the backyard. Oh my gosh, that root goes so far down into the ground, and I have to pull and pull and pull, and sometimes I'll dig it, it'll break off and it'll come back even more thorny, and then I have to go after it again and get this belief that's so deep inside of us that maybe there's another belief under it. And so that's what the deep work that all of us really have our life's work to do, is really getting rid of some of those old things that aren't serving us anymore, so that we can really move forward and, really go for those visions of our unique being that you were referring to earlier. I love that.
Yes. And being able to get get in there and get to the root of it. And I love how you say that. The root of it, and then it can break off, and then that root comes back and it's thornier and usually thicker and bigger than before. And unbelievable, we are already running out of time. Well, actually, I think we're out of time.
No.
So, I know. Can you believe this? So this is why I want to ask you, Antonia, would you be willing to come back and continue this conversation for next week's podcast? Because I have so much more I want to talk to you about.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you so much.
I think, yes. Thank you, because I am so not done with you. And before we sign off for today, I know that you have some kind of a wonderful gift for our community. Can you share that with me?
Yes, it's called The Switch, Peak Productivity on Demand. And it's a really simple process that you can go through in your workday that'll blow away whatever issue you're having, whether it's procrastination or stress or overwhelm, so that you can get back on track and get your projects done. So it's an easy 3-step process, and there's a download for it.
Awesome. So how do the listeners get the download?
Okay, I think so you can put it in the show notes, but it is at our website, selfhealthinstitute.com/theswitch. Perfect.
Awesome. So listeners, please do not worry if you did not catch that, because it will be in the show notes. And wow, it's awesome. What a great gift. I'm going in there to get one too. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Antonia. And I'm going to wrap this up because I know I'm getting the cut time. And then I'm going to jump back in here with you next week, and we're going to pick up where we left off.
Thank you. So very fun. Thank you very much.
Oh, my goodness. Absolutely. Thank you. And listeners, thank you so much. And until next week, have a beautiful, blessed week. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for spending time with us today. Please go to nadahogan.com for show notes and other information you can use right away. If you like what you heard here, please subscribe to our show, and don't forget to rate and review right there on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever you get your shows. And don't forget to tell your friends about it. We'll see you next week.